Hi, I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Tyler.
And we represent the RC Helicopter Journal. We're introducing episode 2 to you, but before we do that, I wanted to say a little bit about Superstition Hobbies. I had some things that I needed for some builds that I've got coming up, and so I went down to the store yesterday, and as soon as I went in there, I was immediately greeted with the friendly staff, and I had a few items that I wanted to pick up, and those items are right here. I just wanted to show you real quick. I needed a good set of hex drivers, so I went ahead and got the Align hex drivers. They had those in stock right there in the store. I was able to pick them up right off the shelf. I also went ahead with some Superstition Hobbies brand CA. I also needed some blue thread lockers, so I went ahead and got the Superstition Hobbies brand. But anyway, guys, if you need anything for your heli, Superstition Hobbies is a good source. We've got the web address right there at the bottom of the screen, so go ahead and check them out.
Hi guys, my name is Chris. Welcome to the second episode of RC Helicopter Journal. This is a follow-up to what we did the other night when we talked about receiving some products in the mail from A Main Hobbies to make some improvements to the Trex 450. And we also got a few other products in that shipment that we're going to pull out of the box here. We actually have the box right here. I haven't opened it yet, so you're going to open it right along with me, and we're going to find out if they got our order right. There's a lot of talk about A Main Hobbies and how quality their service is, so we'll find out together. We got a few things in here. I went ahead and went with the low-cost shipping option. It took about 2 weeks, and it showed up pretty much when A Main Hobbies said it would exactly. So let's see what we've got in the box here. And we bring the side cameras on in for this. All right, so far it looks like we're well packaged here. We've got some stuff to protect the products, some packaging material. We'll get that out of the way. And let's see what we've got. We've got, I ordered some new Align skids for the helicopter. So those look good right there. Next thing here is we've got some main holders, some main blade holders. So we'll put that right there. And right along with that, we've got one for the 500 that I ordered as well that we showed you in the first episode, so that looks really nice. We'll go ahead and put that aside. Then we got a couple of LiPo batteries for the 450 here. These are the A Main house brand LiPo batteries that I decided to go ahead and try. I heard good things about them, and the price was right. These are EcoPower 30C, 11.1 volt, 2200 milliamp, 3S batteries. And I got 2 of those. I've been running the LiPos in the Trex since June now, so it was time to go ahead and get some new LiPo batteries for it. So those both look really good. Put those aside. We also got some Curtis Youngblood Radix tail rotor blades in the shipment here. Let's see if we can get those open. Those look really nice, guys. And we're going to be putting those on the helicopter here. We've got some landing skid nuts for the landing skids that we ordered. We've got the Microheli tail slider upgrade. That looks really nice. We'll be putting that on. And we've got an Align aluminum rotor control arm set for the new tail slider that we'll be putting on. That'll replace the old plastic tail slider. And it looks like we got a packing list with everything on it. I got to say, guys, looks like A Main came through here with all the parts that we ordered. Everything is exactly the way I'd hoped it would be when I placed the order. They had good prices and good service. So we'll go ahead and get started on the helicopter now. All right. So the first thing to do, we'll go ahead and do the tail skids first. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and loosen this screw right here on this side. and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. See, there's a little bit of dirt on there, guys, from flying out in the field there. We're going to go ahead and pull those old landing skid nuts off of there and replace them with the new ones anyway. I figured this would be an ideal time to do that since we're putting in new skid pipes. Off the front there, and we'll pull them off the back. These are a little harder back here. I used a little bit of CA to hold these in place back here since they were so close to the end of the skid pipe. They would come off sometimes. Not very often, but just enough to be a nuisance. And carefully lay the helicopter on the side. I'm going to go ahead and slide this out of here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open the package that contains the skid pipes. And you know, like I said the other night, guys, I'm new to this hobby. So when you watch me do things like this, you're watching me a lot of times do this stuff for the first time myself. You might also be new. And if you're not, I always welcome you know, advice and suggestion from those of you who are more experienced. All right. So I'll be cutting it out of the video, guys, but I've already dropped this end piece a couple of times now. Hopefully I'll be able to slide that in there. It didn't really occur to me that that might be a difficult thing to do. Let's see if I can widen it out a little bit with my hemostats here. All right, that did the trick. It looks like it went right in there. This is some really soft aluminum right here, guys, where these end nuts go in, these end pieces. So I guess you do spread that out just a little bit. Go ahead and put those in. Probably would want to CA that. I may go back and do that after the video just to make sure that I don't lose them later on. But for now, we're going to go ahead and install them on the helicopter the way they're supposed to be. How long have we been recording? Is it 12? Okay. We'll go ahead and tighten that down. There we've got our new skids. We'll pull out the landing skid nuts here. We'll go ahead and put those on. So there we've got that. Now let's go ahead and do the tail upgrades real quick. Let's see, the first thing I'll do is I'll go ahead and remove the existing tail rotor blades here. I think later down the road here, especially as I get closer to the Trex 500 build, I'm going to go ahead and order some Align hex drivers for these screws. That's going to be a lot better than what I have here. I just picked this up down at the hardware store. So I'm going to make sure that I keep this hardware together here so that I don't lose it. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull apart the tail slider. There's a couple little grub screws that go right into the blade holders here. It allows me to pull it off of the tail rotor shaft. And now I'm going to remove the tail rotor control arm for replacement with the new aligned aluminum control arm. One of the things that I've been learning, guys, as I get further and further into this, into the hobby, is that these tails are very critical. And one of the best things that you can do is make sure that you have good parts, good components for your tail. All right, so we go ahead and pull all that off of there. That looks a little dirty, guys, but that's actually some oil that I put on there. And I try and do that every other flight or so to make sure that my tail slider runs nice and smooth. All right, so we're going to go ahead and attach the control arm here. Actually, we need to put a little bit of Loctite on that real quick. All right. Then the Microheli tail slider. We'll go ahead and put that on now. And you can tell already that that's a real smooth operating tail slider. That'll be really nice. Then I'll go ahead and put the blade holders back on. Tighten up the grub screw. Actually, you know what? Let's put a little bit of Loctite on that too, now that I've taken it apart. Alright, so a little bit of Loctite on these for the tail slider. Now, we've got a couple of little washers that go on the control arm pivot screw here. We'll go ahead and Loctite the end of that. Actually, take some out of the bottle here. Tighten that back down, and it looks like that's running real nice and smooth there. Being kind of hard on my servo, so I won't do any more of that. Okay, so we Loctited everything. We made sure that everything was in place. Time to put on the Radix blades real quick. These look really nice. All right, we don't want them too tight. That's too tight right there. We need to back that off just a little bit. Might be a little bit too loose. Right about there is good. There it is, guys. The Microheli tail slider upgrade on the Trex 450, along with the really nice Radix Curtis Youngblood carbon fiber tail rotor blades. Very, very smooth operation, and the aligned metal control arm, CNC aluminum. And we'll put on our new Eco Power 3S 2200 milliamp. And we'll go ahead and put on the new blade holder. And there we have it, guys. An upgraded 450, ready to go flying, with some nice new upgrades from A Main Hobby. Hope you enjoyed the second episode in our installment of RC Helicopter Journal. It's been my pleasure to bring it to you, and we'll see you again in the next episode.